Alright, so my thoughts and reactions to the video I just made. Old versus new comparison, a 2008 DeMarini Ultimate Weapon versus a 2020 Miking KP23 and a 2019 Easton Fireflex 3. Balanced. Um, so, what do I think? I guess, realistically, it's nuts kind of how far we've come technologically. Um, I don't know realistically when composite really started becoming a huge thing in softball. I know baseball was right around 2008, 2009. Um, but I think what you have here with this comparison, you'll see this video will be uploaded after uh, the the comparison video. So go check that out, please. Um, I think the biggest thing here is change in technology, change progression, change equals progression. So I guess where do we stand? You know, without change, life doesn't progress. Technology doesn't progress. And while a change in technology or a change in progression can be something that not necessarily everybody wants to see, I think it's necessary. Um, Change drives your everyday life. I've said this 1,000 times. Change equals progression. Progression is necessary for life. Obvious. So with this, what do we got? You're talking about a bat made in 2008 and two bats made one made last year in 2019 and one made in 2020. Well, made for 2020. So what are we looking at here? I think a lot of it boils down to the difference in material. You have the DeMarini, which is a one piece alloy. Alloy swings heavier, and maybe 10 years ago, yeah, alloy was King Kong in the softball world, where you were still hitting absolute rockets off of alloy one piece bats. And while I still love my DeMarini, and granted, it sucks because it's not viable in competition anymore. Um, and that's mostly just down to the stamping and whatever. I think the biggest thing, honestly, is technologically speaking, it's too old. Now you have composite materials which are much lighter, much easier to swing. Um, and I think the cool thing with composite, the change to composite, um, do I think this change entirely was necessary? I think that's arguable. I think that the change in technology being necessary, is arguable. But I feel like the change in technology has very highly benefited the game. There's a gentleman I play that's on one of the other teams on Sundays in the league I play in on Sundays. He's 60. He's in his 60s. He's in his upper 60s. He had a medical problem last year that left him not necessarily crippled, but not in great shape. This guy is still playing softball, still one of the best at his age, and plays hard, he plays harder than some of the young guys I've seen in this league. It's crazy. And like I said, the guy's in his 60s. And I think the progression to the change in progression to composite has benefited guys like that or people like me. I don't swing very fast. It may look like it, but it ain't. Trust me. I don't have a whole lot of power. Again, it may look like it, but I don't. You know, first video out, I told you about the ball I hit, third swing out with the third or fourth swing out of the wrapper with the Fireflex OG. That ball went about 280. I couldn't hit a ball 280 with the ultimate weapon nowadays. I mean, that's mostly down to the fact that it's been used, abused, and beaten to oblivion. But that is that springiness and composite material, the composite material difference. Composite has given so much benefit that while I personally feel like the change is arguably necessary, I feel like alloy is still fairly viable, but with the change, with what composite brings to the table, lighter swinging, more power, easier power, why would you not switch? That's my take. Quite simple. Keep on swinging. Stay hot. Love y'all.